All right, what's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. All right, brothers. This is a video from a brother by the name of AQ. Got pretty good content, man. I catch him from time to time. Got pretty good content. You guys can check him out. I don't know the man personally or whatnot, but he got good content. But anyway, let me actually speak on the AQs of the world. The AQs. Who else you got? AMS. There's plenty more. And a lot of these guys, I can't speak uh, confidently with everybody. It's quite a few of them, but I've caught some of these guys. And you got, I guess, I'm not gonna say they red pill. I don't know what I would label those guys, me personally. But anyway, those guys, right? Those guys who give you advice about women, so on and so forth. We just say like that, right? They're old. They're old. And what I mean by that is that they're nothing new. They're nothing new. You think AMS is something new? AQ? No, they're not. They're one amongst many. They're one amongst many. AQ is going to even say that, although he's not talking about himself, but he's going to talk about, he's going to say something that's very powerful, and it's old, and it's the truth. My elders were saying what he's going to say, right? But all of us, brothers, none of us are one of a kind, but one amongst many. All of us are. My thoughts are not my thoughts. I've said this before in other videos. My thoughts are not my thoughts. My words are not my words. And what I mean by that is that the older I get, the more I realize the thoughts and conclusions I have come to, men before me have come to those same conclusions. Why? Because they have walked the same path. This is why I suspect wisdom doesn't get old. Proverbs don't get old. You can always look to Proverbs like, damn, that applies now. I heard of some guy on here, I can't think of his name. Some guy on YouTube, he said the first red pill book was the Bible. And I agree with him. I agree with that. I was like, yeah, that's a good observation. It's better to be in wilderness than a house with an angry and contentious woman. What do you see brothers going through now? All the domestic violence and these toxic relationships, getting locked up. Sometimes they never even hit the woman. All the chaos they going through. It's better to be in the wilderness than in a house with an angry and contentious woman. It's better to be in a corner of a rooftop than in a wild house with a brawling woman. These are just few proverbs. Find more bitter than death the woman. This is King Solomon speaking. Find more bitter than death the woman. Right? But anyway, brothers, I can agree with him. So what that shows you, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. All these stuff is old. Before I was even born, some of these sayings are thousands or hundreds of years old. All right? That's in a testament to show you that, and it's further credence to show you that, this is as AQ is gonna say this old saying. I don't want to say it just yet. We just gonna let him say it. But anyway, the AQs of the world, these type of people, these brothers, they're old. I saw them of yesteryear. I got family members who will be their predecessors. I'm talking about in their 60s and 70s, man, who were and 50s, who will be the precursor to these guys today. The precursor to these guys. Serious business. Giving advice on women and things that they was doing. Blah, blah, blah. Letting us know. Warning us. Telling my older cousin them. Blah, blah, blah. I'm grateful to have them in my life. I didn't really see the value in them at the time, being young, and you know how we be. You understand? But anyway, we're going to check out AQ. We're going to listen to him talk, but we're going to let him say something, and then I'm going to drive home in the rest of my point. But let's check this out.
You spending all your money just to keep this chick while another man is slobbing your girl down and he ain't spent a dime. Fellas, what's the point of leading with your wallet, bro? Look at the outcome. Y'all could learn a lot from this, bro. It don't pay. Stop feeding these birds. And here's the reality of life. The game don't change. The game don't change. Only the players. That's why, as a man, if you understand female nature, you're going to be good. Because you're going to know how to deal with women and you're going to know how to treat them accordingly.
Exactly. Because all they're doing is playing the same old game. What the man just said, it's an old saying before me and this man was even thought of. Game don't change, only the players. My elders, who are now in their 60s and 70s, were saying that. Now, and this is another point I want to make, and that's what I'm saying, brothers. The game don't change, only the players. That's why wisdom. I suspect wisdom don't get old. It doesn't. You be like, damn, that sound like the guy said years ago. The Bible was the first red pill book, which I agree with him. I'm like, yeah, because why would they write those things? Because they was experiencing those things of that time. The modern day woman is crap. She's always been the same. I'm not the first guy to say that or recognize that. Many men before me, during me, have recognized that. They've been seeing this stuff. It's old. It's old as time. And like he said, I like what he just said. When you understand female nature, you can treat them accordingly. Yeah, when you understand it, brothers, all you're going to do is see reruns. I'm telling you. These women ain't doing nothing but playing games that my ex played over 2 decades ago. 2 decades ago. My ex, you could pick my ex as the precursor to the women you're seeing today. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, it's the same old game. I'm like, I've seen this before. 2 plus 1, I think I've said this before. 2 plus 2 is 4, right? 3 plus 1 equals 4. Same problem, same answer. You see, different problem, same answer. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Game don't change, only the players. I see this stuff all the time in real time, social media. I'm like, I know where this is going. I've seen this before. Might be a little differences here and there, but it's basically the same game. Same game that leads to the same end results. You understand? So yeah, he's absolutely right. None of us are one of a kind. We're just one amongst many. What we're doing, somebody before us was doing, and what we're doing, somebody be after us doing. And that's a fact. There's many before us, many doing us, and many after us. The game don't change, only the players. As that old proverb goes in the scripture, it's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new. Nothing new under the sun. It is nothing new what men and women won't do. Their desires, their machinations, their greed, their lust. None of that stuff is new. Whatever you want to go by, none of it is new. All right? But anyway, brothers, that's it. I just want to capitalize that. And also I want to say this. I hear some brothers say, like, it's because the old timers and blah, blah, blah. And I can understand what they're saying to a certain degree and certain talking points. I can understand what they're saying. But I don't think we give the elders, we should give the elders more credit. Because this stuff that we're talking about and we're saying comes from them. They was before us. They were saying it. I'll give you some examples. What he just said, the game don't change, only the players. That's old timers. I did a video about, when I talk about Cardi B and her the Cardi B situation, months before it and what has come to fruition. But anyway, the women of yesteryear, who would be the precursor to the women you see today, right? They had a saying, they would say, the quickest way to get over a man is get under a new one. This is old. They're a dime a dozen. They come and they go. These are from the elders. These are from my father and them. They were saying these things, and I'm willing to bet you it goes back further than them. These sayings are old, man. It comes from them. It's not your girl, it's just your turn. It comes from the elders. You see what I'm saying? It don't come from these guys of now. It comes from them. You see what I'm saying? And it might even come from those before them. You see what I'm saying? We don't give the elders enough credit. And that's my point. Because all of them were not suckers or not pushovers or whatever you want to call them. I'm just giving a generalization. A lot of those guys were very sharp. My uncle, may God rest his soul, he would be the precursor. One of my uncles who passed away, one of my uncles. I'm trying to figure out how old he was when he passed. He had to be in the 70s. He would be the precursor of what you see today. He would be the AMS of yesteryear. No joke. He would be those guys of his time. My uncle. No joke. Known as a player, Rolling Stone, you know what I mean? I would more generalize him as a hustler, but he was very wise amongst women, and he actually saved me a lot. He helped me avoid a lot of pitfalls, from his words and his wisdom. You understand? May God rest his soul. So, these guys are nothing new. I'm just seeing reruns. I'm telling you. I'm just seeing reruns, man. That's all I'm seeing, man. But anyway, the brother was right. That's all. I just want to let you know that. Wise men look to the past and navigate the future. They always have. I'm out. Peace.